CP3 Rising Stars Camp. I'm here with
Donovan Smith.
Donovan Smith. All right, where you from, man?
St. Paul, Minnesota.
From where?
St. Paul, Minnesota.
Minnesota. All right. What are you expecting? How excited are you to be here today?
I'm very excited. I expect a lot of competition between me and the guys.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. All right, man. Well, I wish you the best. Do work out there.
Two of the best players in the country, Jalen and Chet.
Just persevere through the adversity.
Get that shit in video, bro. Oh, shit. Damn. Come on. Go ahead, bro. Oh, shit.
We at my grandma's house right now. But, man, this is where it all started right here, man. Coming back here, shooting every day with these dudes. Just putting work in. You know, we never really walked to a park. We just came back here and just hoop. This is our sanctuary. This is our temple. This is our safe place. Growing up on the west side, man, is just a lot of people in the community who just helped raise us and, you know, make sure we weren't doing the wrong things. There was always something for us to do, whether it was sports, extracurricular activities. A lot of our friends grew up over here, childhood friends. I get to with everything. You kind of had to grow up fast a little bit, seeing what your peers were going through, just seeing what their situations were like. It kind of teaches you to just look at things from a different perspective and, not really judge anybody. Everybody has their own story. But yeah, everybody kind of knows everybody. If you walk down the street and you see somebody, they're probably my cousin or a relative of mine. It's a tight-knit community.
Oh, shit. What up, Book? What's up, baby?
What up, man?
Fucking around. What's up?
Shit, just filming this little documentary right now.
I seen that. Congratulations to you, boy.
Appreciate you,
Where your
man.
dad at?
At the crib somewhere,
We gonna get up.
All right, bet.
All right, good to see you. Love.
Yeah, I'm about to show you these though. I got more I gotta look through.
Where was that at?
Right by El Burrito.
Oh, these two?
For now, I just got to look at them. Yeah, I gotta go through them. What you
We
about
were
it?
just over there.
Tight.
Yeah.
What you about to get into?
We just filmed a couple things, went to El Burrito, got some corn, and I'm about to go back to the crib now.
For sure.
I ain't know nothing, man. I used to play with Jalen, bro. Huh? Yeah.
Who's your biggest
Pat.
rival you played?
Huh?
Who's your biggest rival you played that?
Biggest what?
Rival.
Rival?
Me.
I don't know. You're talking about me.
I'm his biggest rival. That's who.
I don't know, man.
Only playing at 3 all ones. It'll be quick.
It'll be quick.
All
It'll be
right,
quick.
All right.
Let me get the ball in there.
All right, and then him and everyone else play, right?
Did you play yet?
Is he playing?
You on my team.
Luis didn't play. Oh, no, wait.
He's on my team.
I know. You
I
got. So you got them
these.
too.
Yeah, I got these.
Y'all played already? Yeah, he don't want to shoot. Yep.
Go ahead.
You know, I got you.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Damn.
Yeah. Backboard.
We not worried. We good. Rebound. Don't even go out there. Don't even go out there. Leave him. Just leave him.
2-0. Oh, go up. Game him.
He's not gaming me. Yep.
Yep, come here. Oh, shit. Hey. Prison ball. Oh, yeah, I'm on here. I'm on here. Shoot it. That shit. Right here. Oh, yeah, game. We just got 3-0, bro. 3-0. Yeah, that's all she wrote.
It started out early with like all the guys, especially the Westside kids, you know, me, Jalen, Terry, Donovan, you know, his little brothers. We all grew up in the same area, playing together, playing football together, baseball, basketball, you can name it. We've always been together. You know, Donovan is a multi-sport athlete. He does play a little bit of football. He doesn't want to say that, but it's very nice to have that connection with guys like that, especially now being 24, you know, starting out from babies. We've all been together.
Donovan was always like my blood, like my little brother. I played with his older brother. His dad was my coach, so we were around each other all the time. But as time went on, you know, me and Donovan got closer. And I would say like my 8th grade year, me and Donovan might have kicked it. I think that entire summer, 6th grade and 8th grade for both of us. And I think we really created our own bond, you know, of growth, our own relationship of love and brotherhood that is carried on to this day. You know, we've been through so much, you know, basketball, life, just sharing moments with each other that, you know, at this point, you know, he's family, you know, bloodline couldn't make us any closer.
Those are my favorite days, growing up with Jalen, Kaden, and Terry, and, you know, all the Westside kids. Because I feel like that was when our love and our motivation for the game was pure. We were ready to run through a brick wall for my dad or whoever was coaching us, you know, like.
Gifted kids. So since I started coaching them as kindergartners, Jalen was actually my quarterback as a kindergartner, playing on my 4th grade team. And the funny thing about Jalen is he used to run for his life. So every time that they'd come to hit him, he would run as fast as he could to that damn sidelines because he didn't want to get hit. Kaden was always my hitter. Anytime somebody pissed me off and they didn't want to hit or they were scared to hit, get your ass to the front of the line. Kaden, come up here. They already knew what time it was. So Kaden was my hitter.
They were just like big brothers to me. They were my role models. They were my mentors. They were everything to me. Like, they were superhuman.
He grew up with a good group. So some of them were cousins. Some of them are friends, are still friends. A lot of our parents, we got a good group of parents that are still friends to this day. And everybody has kind of pitched in. Like, there's times down when he's in Florida that I, you know, can't always make his games, obviously. And people that are down visiting, they'll go catch him and watch him and support him. And I appreciate that so much. Like, that means a lot to me. But yeah, everybody kind of we keep an eye on each other's kids and try to keep them out of the streets.
I think what separated us was us just having more heart and grit than a lot of other kids, you know, due to our environment, due to what we were surrounded by. You know, we all come from different living situations, but I think we all just had a chip on our shoulder and, you know, that hunger to really do something to make it out of the West Side.
I feel like he just grew up, was born and just started dribbling the ball before he could even walk and he slept with it every day. He was one of those kids, you never had to push him to go to practice or be in the gym. He just woke up and wanted to be in that gym. So, you know, I've always kind of worked 2 jobs, and there's times I'd get off of work and he would ask me for a ride to the YMCA. We used to have a YMCA. And I feel bad now, but back then, I was tired, you know, he always wanted rides, and I'd be like, okay, let's go. And then he, I'll never forget, there was one time he looked at me and he was like, Mom, I promise one day it'll be worth it. I promise it'll be worth it. And I still, I had dropped him off at the Y, and it kind of choked me up. Even now, it kind of chokes me up. But I'm he just always had that heart and dedication. And I had told that story to when he got recruited for Florida Southern. I said he's just always had that love, and yeah, so it means a lot for him to earn that scholarship, doing the game that he loves. So.
My mom is kind of what makes all of our worlds go round. Like, she's our protector, provider. She's a giver. She's a healer. Like, she does a lot of things that I think goes unnoticed, and it's easy for, us kids to not appreciate. She definitely understood my drive and my passion, same as my other brothers. Like, she knew where that love stemmed from, because obviously my dad, but you could see it in us in an early age, especially me.
Raising Donovan's actually been one of my best kids. Very easy to raise. Always been in the books. Always been a hard worker. Always been very humble. And always did the things he needed to do, honestly.
My dad was the first one that introduced the game to me. I used to love when he would take me and my brothers to the YMCA or to a park and just put us through workouts and, just kind of instilling in us how to play the game. And, he would always just give us our confidence. If you know my dad, you know how animated he gets and how excited he gets and passionate he gets about the game. If I can play in front of my dad, I can play in front of anybody. Because, at times it can take you out of your game. Your dad being there, kind of being your worst critic, but also your biggest fan. There's that balance of, like, you kind of want to prove him wrong. He's kind of the first person that I wanted to, like, prove wrong all the time,
I coached since my oldest, who's now 27, since he was 5 years old. So that's when I started coaching for the Westside Boosters. I started as an assistant coach for the 3rd and 4th grade level, and then 2 years later kind of started my own team at that time, 3rd and 4th grade. I ended up taking over actually that team, and then from there that's when it all started, you know what I mean? Yeah, in here I got a bunch of memorabilia from over the years coaching. So as you look around, it kind of just goes through. I got my high school picture, and then as we look, some of my teams, my grandson. There goes Donovan and Jalen when they were at the Target Center against Sierra Canyon. This is Donovan when he was on ESPN. My oldest, when he played for Johnson. Some more of my teams. It was Tyrell and Jalen. Tyrell ended up getting drafted to the Mavericks. And obviously, Jalen ended up getting drafted to the Magic. Jalen put on his coat Westside, and he also put a dedication to Giovanni. I don't know if Donovan got any into Giovanni at all, but he was one of my football players that passed away. So Jalen ended up dedicating it to him. Here goes after the game versus Sierra Canyon. Tyrell when he was young. T, Kaden. We got Shawnee, Dayton, Lorenzo, and Jalen. We actually went up to, this is actually funny, we went up to Big Lake and we played against a team from Iowa that was undefeated. They were undefeated for 3 years, right? And so this was it was like supposed to be a big deal. It was out at Blaine. So anyway, they ended up playing us. Long story short, we played them the championship game and they ended up quitting in the first quarter of the game because we fucked up all their quarterbacks, my man. Yeah, we ended up taking them all out. So anyway, jersey, this is Donovan's jersey right here, his 8th grade year. I had him sign it for me. I didn't even wash it. Here goes some of the plaques from some of the championships that I had of the 6-peat. Here goes one of my favorite pictures, actually, right here. This is Donovan and Bronny. So that was a special moment right there. Another one of my teams that I coached. This picture specifically is special to me because I had one of my players, Andres Mateo, right here. He ended up having cancer and passing away. Great kid. So that was special to have him on the football field. That was one of the last times that he was able to make it out before he passed away. And one of his last requests was to be able to actually wear a Westside Roots jersey. So he passed away wearing that jersey. And to me, my man, I mean, that speaks volumes of how much not only the community, but the kids love to put that jersey on, you know what I mean? So it's a little different when you put that on, with all respect to everybody. And then there goes some of the boys' jerseys that sent me some of their jerseys, and I have a bunch more that I gotta hang up. I got some of Jalen's jerseys right there. I actually had a buddy make this for me, customize it. So that's pretty sweet. It has the Gonzaga in there. You can see that? And then it has the 1 and then the 4 on the back.
Yeah, Minnehaha was definitely far from your normal high school experience. Every day was just fun. Every day was a movie for me.
I guarantee they cancel that. Quandarano nigga. Leaky told me if you love your nigga, love him to the fullest. Don't put your trust up in these bitches, put him in the bullets. I told my brother, like this, that life thing. I could do 100 years and I still won't change. These other niggas in the streets, they just try to make a name. Don't wanna be for me, cause I'ma hit him with the flames. Shirt on my mind, you must think I'm my last.
Here's the lob to Holmgren. Donovan Smith found him up top.
I'm going to school with some of my childhood best friends. Even the people I met there, they're still my friends to this day. My favorite times at Minnehaha were just the school part, like the passing time, the common area where everybody would get together and we're all joking and having fun with each other. But yeah, just seeing everybody on a day-to-day basis. Those were like some of our best times that we've had. All the eyes, all the cameras were on us. And I think it was something that I didn't get used to because I'm still kind of shy in front of the camera. Some days you might see overtime walking down the hallway filming Jalen or Chet. Another day you might see Master P walking in with Hersey and Mercy. You might see some NBA scouts. You might see Roy Williams walking through the door. You might see Coach K walk in to watch Chet or Jalen work out. It was crazy just seeing all of that and grasping all that at an early age and growing up with them. Like you can't really get used to that,
It was like it was like they were a traveling Beatles. I mean, we had places where our bus couldn't move because people were surrounding it, and it was just like it was surreal.
Donovan came on a team of a lot of older guys. We really knew how to win. From me to Jalen, to Chet, to Terry, to Kaden, to Prince, we all took basketball very serious, and at the same time, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Practices were fun because I am not gonna lie, like the best competition that we got were in practices. Yes, we love playing other guys and beating on them, but like we felt like we were the best guys in the state in Minnesota. So like us just playing against each other was the most fun thing ever.
Well, he was one of the few players that I didn't know very well until he actually showed up in Minnehaha Academy in middle school. And obviously my first impression was this is a kid that is full of character, super classy, courteous. When you have two NBA players, obviously it's how did anybody get playing time? And how did anybody get stats? It's the value of having a shooter, and Donovan was our best shooter. So the value of having that on the basketball court, it's incredible because the whole court spreads out. And when it doesn't spread out and they're concentrating on Chet and Jalen and others, Donovan, I think for a while, there was 1 month where he hit like 80% of his threes for the entire month. And it was just an incredible streak. And a lot had to do with the fact that, yes, teams were concentrating on Chet and Jalen, but the other fact was that he could just flat out shoot.
There was one game in high school where he was not missing anything, man. I know he's a shooter, deep range, Steph Curry we call him D Curry for a reason. He was not missing any threes. I'm pretty sure he went 6 for 6 or something like that. And he had all of us turned at the game.
Donovan was always our sniper, designated sniper. He had the super green light always. We had the utmost trust in him. There's always good vibes. You get him going, he'll start talking some smack, and and he'll get into the game too. But for the most part, Donovan was always level-headed for us, man. He was always selfless. Always one of the better teammates that I've had to this day. And I loved playing with my sniper. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh yeah, D Curry. Man, we grew up playing together. I probably played with him in like an open gym in middle school for the first time. He's always been able to shoot it. That's been his thing. He's been undersized, so when you're undersized, you gotta be able to shoot. Other than probably Isaiah Joe, who's on my team now, he's probably the best shooter I've ever played with. So second best shooter.
Chet, I can't believe you said that. I definitely gotta get in the gym with Isaiah Joe now. So whenever you want to set that up, I'm ready whenever y'all are. So we can definitely battle for that #1 spot. But I'll give it to you. Just want to chip, so I'll let you have your glory or whatever. So.
High schoolers with NBA dreams already. BJ Boston and Jalen Suggs, just two of the stars.
That Sierra Canyon game was special for sure. Selling out the Target Center, you don't really see anything like that nowadays, or period. Even back then, you don't really see high school teams selling out NBA arenas. But yeah, going out there in front of, 17,000 fans, I mean, you can't even explain the feeling, honestly. Like, the whole experience leading up to that game, that day, like just eating with the team, we're praying together, we're just trying to get our minds ready at an early age to do something that's legendary, that's gonna be remembered forever.
I think we were all dialed in that game. He'd already proven himself as a player up to that point, but playing against that level of competition on that stage with so many eyes watching, obviously a little different. And he stepped into that game and was fully locked in, knocking down threes, playing defense, even brought a high level of energy, just to the game. He really inserted himself and was a part of that victory, especially in us pulling away, and staying close at the beginning. We didn't come out hot. Donovan subbed in the game and got rolling for us, which we really needed, in transition, shooting the tray ball. And then, like I said, he was handsy on defense and was bringing a lot of energy. So it was really a real positive to have out there on the floor. So I think that's one of the better moments that I've had personally playing with Donovan.
I was for sure nervous leading up to the game, even in the game. But man, once you get up and down that court, all those nerves go away, and you just kind of just start hoping. And especially you're doing it with guys you grew up with, you're comfortable, and it showed. I mean, we won by 20 and played a great game.
It's Chet Holmgren and Team Sizzle. They'll be in black tonight, and Amani Bates leads Ipsy Prep in white. What more do you need to see? The two #1 guys in their respective classes, Adam. We are set up for a dandy in this game.
That game again against Imani and them, it was just one of those games where I was like in a real life flow state.
Because they've been going Bates now after he buried.
If you hoop, you know what I'm talking about. You know those modes where you get in where it just feels like the hoop is an ocean. Everything you throw up goes in. So it was just another one of those games for me where I hit a couple in the first half and it just carried over to the second half where I kind of just went crazy. I was seeing some tweets that I did not expect at all. Like Isaiah Thomas, he tweeted, "Shout out Donovan Smith," and I'm reading, I'm like, that's crazy. Like I didn't, like that's Isaiah Thomas. Like he's one of the best undersized guards ever. So it was a lot to take in.
You know, I even say now, like watching him and Jalen and Chet, you know, that whole crew, and compared to watching games now, it's I don't know. There was you just knew you were watching something special at that time.
I mean, let's be honest. Nobody did it how they did it. How many did it, my man? They have. I mean, you can, with all respect, I mean, to Khalid and the Minneapolis North teams. I mean, I played against them. You know what I mean? I played against Khalid. So, you know, Rob Messis. I mean, you can go on and name, and there's some amazing teams and amazing players, but let's be real. Who sold out the Target Center, my man? Who did that? And who's going to do it next? It's going to be a while before, you know, who has two guys that went to the NBA? And then we forget about all the kids that were on the roster besides them. You know what I mean? That team was loaded from top to bottom.
After that ESPN game, I picked up 2 offers from South Alabama and Toledo. South Alabama was the main one kind of contacting me throughout my recruitment. They were the main ones showing interest, calling me every day, texting me. And then I break my hand. And then the communication kind of starts fading more and more.
Can I be the one you think of? Who do you call?
So last week in practice, I sprained it. And I went to the doctor the next day. They told me to take a week off. But I didn't listen to them. I took like 3 days off. Came back to practice like 3 days later. And then right when I came back, I fell right on it. And then I sat out rest of that practice. And then the next day, I feel like I broke it, but I didn't know I broke it. When I broke my hand my junior year, I was coming off a hot summer, racking up a lot of offers and interest at the Division I level. So, you know, I was kind of feeling the best I've ever felt, like confidence-wise, just basketball-wise, mindset, everything. And then I think during the time that I was sitting out for that injury, I kind of just wanted to shut down. Like, I never had to sit back and like watch. The one thing I didn't stop doing though was working out, getting in the gym. And I kind of think that is what like kept me going, kept me afloat. And that was the first time I met Aaron, actually. It was like a month after my surgery, and I needed to get in the gym. I was just sitting around, and you know, I text my coach. I was like, "Hey, I'm trying to get in the weight room." He said, "Yeah, let me connect you to Aaron." So then I went to what was Element at the time. I met Aaron, and he kind of stuck with me through that whole process. Aaron's been around the game for a long time. He's played professionally. He's played at a high level in college. He has a lot of knowledge and wisdom when it comes to sports, but obviously a lot of things outside of basketball too that he's taught me with the business world or social media, life, just life advice. But yeah, Aaron's been with me since my junior year when I broke my hand, so he's been with me for some time, and he's kind of seen me develop, coming into my own man and my own person. He's seen, you know, me at my lowest points. He's seen me at my highest points.
That last one almost got me, bro.
He's been that guy for me that I can rely on. And even when I don't feel like getting in the gym, he's the one that's like, no, you're going to get your ass in the gym at 5 a.m.
Nike. Right now you got on Under Armour with the Beatles socks. Yeah.
Oh, man. I met Donovan in early high school. To be honest, he kind of came in one day with Chet. And I want to say at the time we were in the Midway, this spot called Element Gym. I mean, the first day he showed up, he came in ready to work and kind of had a little chip on his shoulder. So for me, I love that. Like, if you're the underdog, I'm here for it. But as far as like his game and overall development, his primary focus when we first started was like just getting stronger overall, better decision makings, and building his overall game so that he could become a college player.
It finally gets to the end of the summer, going into my senior year. I'm contacting South Alabama, like, what's good? Is the offer still there? I'm kind of not. They kind of went ghost on me. I'm not hearing a reply. Then I finally get a call from the assistant coach, and he was like, yeah, the offer is kind of revoked. We've offered a lot of kids since you've been injured, and it did something to me. It kind of lit that fire in me.
I don't know how he's not at a D1 school right now. As much as teams might love size and athleticism, at the end of the day, you gotta be able to put the ball in the hoop, and there's not many people who do it better than he does from three. So.
So it was kind of crazy. I got ruled ineligible because I reclassed my 7th grade year. The Minnesota State High School League has a rule and whatever. So I didn't really know where I was going to go until like 2 weeks before school started. So end of August, I'm searching for schools. I'm calling all these different prep schools. I reached out to Spire. They got back to me the quickest. And basically said, I mean, we'd love to have you. I mean, we understand your circumstances and you'll fit right in with us.
Ballin' is a hobby, I got an addiction. She might have an issue like I do with my commitment. Shocking, it's alarming, wonder why there's fiction. Act like I'm the bad guy and all of your depictions, I'm sorry. Late nights, mind frayed, world spinning slow. Twisting my thoughts, smoke cloud.
Ashtray with the bang. Here's a replay. Donovan Smith, you see again, spotted up, he has confidence, he's knocking it down, and now it's a 10-point game,
Yeah, Spire was just another stepping stone to get where I needed to be. It was definitely crucial for my development. I was still in my shell a little bit. I wasn't really comfortable living on my own, living with other people. I was just a shy kid that didn't really know what was going on. Everything was kind of moving so fast-paced. My Spire coach had a couple contacts in Florida, one of them being Florida Southern. He sent my film over. They loved it. Mike Donnelly, my head coach, he was the first one to really get back to me. But for a while, I didn't have any offers after that season at Spire. The Florida Southern coach just randomly hit me. I was like, I'm actually in Florida right now. I'm in Orlando. And he was like, really? Like, let's get a workout. He put me through a workout. I'm not really knowing what to expect. I'm thinking I'm just going to work out, tour the campus a little bit, and that's that. And then they broke it down to me like, we want to offer you a full scholarship. Like, we see big things in you. Like, we see the potential in you and what you can do. And we believe you'd be a great fit for this program. And with no hesitation, I said, I'm in. I'm all in. I'm committed.
Like scoring.
Well, I guess if you play with Jalen Suggs and Chet Holmgren, you're going to learn a little something. And Donovan Smith, he may not play in the NBA, but shown a little range on that shot.
Yeah, I guess you play with those guys who are over in Orlando, right?
Right.
I think so, yeah.
Having Donovan close to me means a lot to this day. He's down the road, hour and a half drive, so very much close enough to, for me to get down there or him to come up. And I think more so than basketball, just watching Donovan live his life, for me, has always been inspiring, especially of late, these past couple of years. I think he's really looked inward, really dove deep into his soul and who he is as a human being. And I think he's come to trust that, and now he can give it out into the world, and in our moments, give it out to me.
We've seen each other pretty much at every level of our lives. And he's seen me at my lowest, I've seen him at his lowest. To be able to just go to him whenever I need someone to confide in or just listen. Most of the time he just listens to me and he understands where I'm coming from. You know, he understands the journey and, you know, the process. I get to my freshman year and I feel like I'm prepared. I'm in a good space. I had a great preseason. I'm doing good in practice. So obviously we get to the season. First game I played 2 minutes, I think. I got in, took a charge, missed the 3, didn't play the rest of the game. The next game we played the top 4 team in the country and, you know, I played 5 minutes. So obviously that I wasn't used to, coming in and not really playing like that. That whole freshman year, I showed what I could do. I showed some good things. And obviously I made some mistakes you make when you're a freshman, when you're young. And I think the second half of my freshman year, I had like 1 bad game. And I think after that, my coach kind of lost trust in me after that. And I didn't really play that whole second half of the season. It was one of the few times where it happened to me where I was kind of checked out mentally and like, I just hated basketball. I just felt lost.
The D2 grind is not easy. The basketball grind in general after high school, you know, once you get to college and wherever you play professionally, it starts to become pretty tough and there's a lot of moments that test you, you know, and test your love for the game.
Sophomore year was the first time I really had like real breakdowns, you know, like really just sitting there like breaking down and crying and, you know, all of that type of stuff that, you know, I've never had to deal with so many emotions. You know, obviously everybody wants to do good. I wasn't really performing to my best ability. Fresh in a relationship. You gotta worry about school. You gotta worry about people in your ear trying to, you know, thinking they know what's best for you or trying to tell you what you should do.
We understand that you can only listen to so many people about basketball. And I have my coaches, he has his coaches, he has his teammates, I have my teammates, you know. Once you start listening to so much outside of that, you know, you kind of lose focus on what you can listen to and then you kind of just get disarrayed.
It forced me to like delete my ego. Like I had to like let go of that version of myself of who I thought I was and really put work into myself. I really had to tap into my spirituality, my beliefs.
We're able to bounce ideas off each other. We're able to think, you know, spiritually. You know, and he helps me dig through questions and really bring about questions, you know, that kind of rattle in my mind or, you know, struggle to come out. So Donovan's a top-tier human being, and having him close to me in Orlando has been really dope. Hopefully I get to see him more now, but yeah, it's been cool.
Everything definitely happens for a reason, and I think I'll take my growth as a person and as a human over any basketball achievement, you know, any day. So
I think he's used all of the game to better himself as a human being, and I think that's all you can ask for. And it's funny always looking at him as a little brother. I think now at this point, he's so inspiring for me, so motivational for me because of how he approaches every day. This game is a beautiful sport, and it can take you a lot of places. For him, it's, you know, brought him down to Florida, you know, brought him close to me, and I think he's used it very well to elevate himself, you know, as one of the better human beings that I have the opportunity to come in contact with.
Just him being a smaller guard, I could relate to that. And so I think it's also a community within its own, just being a small guard, and understanding what it means to be that and what it looks like. And so I think that's kind of where we clicked. As a small guard, you have to be more than a basketball player. Like, you have to be able to affect everyone. You know, you have to bring it every single day. And to an extent, like, you almost have to be perfect. We have such a small margin of room for error when you're a smaller guard. And so like what it means to be able to get opportunities on high levels, it looks like almost like perfection sometimes. There are guys all over the world that can do what we do that are bigger than us. So you have to bring everything to the table a little bit. And so that's kind of what I tell them and what I would tell any small guard that wants to play pro or play high level basketball is like, you got to hold yourself to that high standard every single day, you know, and your life has to be very consistent because we don't have the same room for error as a guy that's 6'10". And so you have to be able to do a little bit of everything, and you have to do everything well. That's what the high level looks like for a small guard. And it sounds crazy to say, like, it sounds crazy, like it really does, but if you look at all the small guards that have success at high levels, or that are succeeding at high levels, like, you just don't make mistakes. The things you have to sacrifice sometimes, I feel like that's probably the hardest part. And then just mentally, like, it's pretty hard if you're gonna be by yourself for 10 months, 11 months mentally, just to stay locked in and remember what you're doing it for and why you're there. I think those are probably the biggest challenges I face.
And I mean, overseas is definitely an opportunity, but I feel like he should utilize the last of his eligibility first and then kind of go from there. Because again, like, that all on the business side, that has an impact. If you're not, you know, in a position to get drafted, or you might not be in a position to play in the G League or whatever it may be, then you need to finish your eligibility to maximize your money. So, yeah.
And now the next one is same thing, but now pull it up to your brain. So big balloon, and then balloon up to your brain. Just 5. Now just slowly touch those fingers, wiggle those toes. Those 10 breaths, how you feeling right now?
Next.
Cool. So the next one, so it's like you're really full, and then tell your mind a little bit more. Okay? So we'll just do 9 of these. Really expand. Feel the expansion past comfort. If you was to play a game right now, the way you feel, how smooth or fluid do you think it would be?
Man, before every game, I told you this, I literally breathe in the national anthem, like while they're singing the national anthem. So this is like the state that I like to be in before I play, just super relaxed.
Yeah.
You know, mind's clear.
Yeah.
So if I was to play right now, I'd be straight. I'd be good.
Look at the flick of the...
Yes, sir.
Donovan really introduced me to the breathing techniques, to how powerful the breathing techniques are in movement and meditation through a couple of different experiences. You know, obviously we're up here in Minnesota and we've gotten in the sauna together and breathed and did the cocoon, which was a really dope experience. Another one that he kind of pulled me along with that I ended up falling in love with. But also in Orlando, you know, when he would come up, we'd have plenty of opportunities to meditate, you know, and he was very adamant on it. And I feel like you could see the changes and the benefits that it was having for him. And, you know, I think the breathing, you know, he works on it, he trains it, you know, pretty specifically. And in those moments, it's really cool to see it all come out, you know, as we're meditating, as we're in that space, you know, and he's so open to it.
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing, combining all the tools, all the aspects, it's really about excellence. It unlocks a part of yourself that you know is there, but oftentimes we don't know how. We don't know how can I tap into my greatest power and potential. It's not always in how fast you can do something, how hard you can do something, but like how present can you be, how focused, how intentional. And your breath is something that literally brings you in the moment and is far beyond whether that's your childhood, whether that's your future, all these different aspects of ourselves come through our breath. And each moment, if we can find that presence in the heat, right, the fire, the pressure, then we realize how much control or how much capacity we have to just realize, holy cow, I do have greatness. I do have this potential within me. How can I bring it out? How can I show it to the world? On your hip, thumb on your ribs, and every single breath, focus on standing up tall and balloon from your body. Okay, slow down. There's so many benefits of just breathing itself. The biggest one is going from sympathetic nervous system, which is stress. Like I wake up, there's noise, there's gunshots, there's whatever the world is happening, that's sympathetic. And then breathing brings you into parasympathetic, which is rest, digest, reset, process, feel, all these things that we need to be able to handle the stress. We think of it as you're coming back into yourself. Scoot your head up a little bit.
I hate you, Steenie.
I swear I'd do anything if I could make you smile. Try and get these niggas inches, why they take that mile? Tryna put away prescriptions on them for a while. Sorry if I'm seeing this.
11 and over, line it up. Coach Wood.
You know, Chet winning an NBA championship is like a high school coach's dream. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh. But literally, when I walked in the gym the other day and saw all of these guys back to help Chet with his camp, that was as important or as fun for me as Chet winning an NBA championship.
All right, this is what we're doing. We're doing king of the court, 1v1. We're doing 3 dribbles. You only get 3 dribbles. All right, so whoever scores stays on. Whoever has the highest score at the end gets the sticker. So, come on, we're playing for the sticker. Let's go. Who's up first? All right, you got ball. Come on, Noy, get a stop, boy. Hey, and one! Here, come on. And one!
It's amazing. I mean, Chet, just to win an NBA championship, we talk about it right now. It's kind of weird. You would think, I even think to myself that I'd be a lot more excited about a lot of this, but it's kind of like, feels like it was supposed to happen or it was going to happen in a way. And people would be like, really? Well, kind of. You know what I mean? And what I say is I never had a doubt in my mind that Jalen would make the NBA. I never had a doubt. Never had a doubt he could go to the NFL. I still believe he could go to the NFL. I think he could be the starting quarterback for the Vikings right now. He should be the starting, quarterback for the Vikings right now. But to see it come full circle, it's amazing, to say the least. And I just hope within that they continue to bless others and give them a platform, so the success can keep going. So.
We're here at Chet's trophy celebration. He brought the whole city out. Man, it's just good vibes. Good to see the Larry O'Brien in person. I got to touch it, felt all the aura. So, nah, it's just good, man. Proud of Chet. Good to see some old faces, reconnect with people. But this is what it's all about. He brought the city out, brought some of our people out, and it's just good vibes.
I would say what I admire most about him is his dedication. Truly, whenever he wants to put his all into something, he will sacrifice anything, in a good way, of course. Day and night, I've seen him put his work into everything that he believes in. Obviously, setbacks do get to him mentally, physically, all of that, but the way he goes about it is honestly admiring. Like, he doesn't let it get to him to the point where it brings him down and he thinks that he cannot accomplish what he is trying to get to. He learns from his mistakes, little mishaps, and he gets right back to it.
I think he's so driven because obviously we all have people we look up to when we get older. We want to be like them, so I feel like that's what has driven him to go where he's wanting to go so far. And even if basketball isn't something he wants to do when he's older, we're all still like proud of him, of what he's done so far.
Just want him to know that I'm like grateful for like being able to experience that stuff that he's experienced, and like, yeah, being able to be a part of it.
I want to say thank you, Donovan, for helping me through my life and stuff, and I hope you make it to the big league one day, and yeah, just keep working hard.
I'm very proud of you, brother. It hasn't been the easiest route for you, but you've worked for it. You're still living this, this tough life, but at the end of the day, I'm always here for you, brother, and I'm glad to call you my friend and my brother.
I'm happy that he's taken the time to share his own story, because we all have a story. And it's important that, you share it, let the world know, who you are and what you're about.
I love our relationship, and I love watching you grow, and I'm so proud of the young man you're becoming.
Keep living in life, brother. You're doing a great job living in life, bro. You've come a long way. Your journey has brought you a really long way. And you're living it, I think, to the best of your abilities right now, bro. So keep living, keep learning. You're doing good.
My story is to be continued. I still have a lot to prove to myself. There's been a lot of things in my life that I've envisioned differently, like my college career, or whatever it may be, but I'm still grateful because it has taught me so many other things about myself. And God has given me what I needed rather than what I desired or wanted. But in saying all that, I still got one more year. This upcoming senior year is a statement year for me. I got a long way to go, and I'm going to continue to evolve in every aspect of life and help as many people as I can along the way.
Be good in school. So what you gotta say to kids that's watching right now? What y'all gotta say to them?
Thank you for watching. Don't ever give up.
Don't ever give up.
I'm walking home, I'm alone, I'm at a job, but I'm not calling you.
Good. Hold on. Alright. You gonna walk in front of the camera too and shit. Alright. We're here at Chet's trophy celebration. He brought the whole
If you're watching this later, one thing I want you to know is you were
She said, I think the cause of my problems comes from when we're both at the bottom. She said, I got a problem with keeping my word, cause honestly, honesty hurts. She said, I feel like you are the problem, and I feel like you can't hold me, and I feel like my vision's above you. Hurts my conscience and I can't even hug you. The next thing I'm like, can you swing by and bring it closer to me? You like what I like, and I know you what I need. Can we please just be honest? Honest. I like it when you want it. You want it, say you want it. You got me confused on what's right and left. I don't like it, but I could do this once. Tell me you want me and no one else. Tell me I'm not the problem and it's all